Welcome to the channel everybody, and today we're going to learn how can you make such beautiful looking fashion sale banners right within Photoshop. So let's get started. So first I'll take a new document and I'll enter the dimensions as 1200 and 300. So now that we have created the document, so let's suppose this is the copy which I have received and I have to create the banner along the lines of this. So it says deal of the day, 25% sale, CTA, which means call to action, which essentially means you should have a button which says shop now, and then terms and conditions apply. So this is the text part. Now I have already picturized as to what kind of banner I am really going for. So for that I would need some stock images. Let me just show you. So this is the first stock image of the model that I'll be using. This is the second stock image of the model which I'll be using. The link to download both the stock images you can find in the description below. So let's begin. I have already removed the background of both the model images to save time for this tutorial. So let me just drag both the model images into Photoshop. So you can see in the layers panel both the images have been created. Now I'll create the base color for this banner design, which will also serve the purpose of showing that these two images backgrounds have been removed. So I'll hit U. U is for this particular tool. It's the rectangle tool. Then I'll just click in the corner here and drag this rectangle. So now if you can see in the layers panel, one new rectangle has been created. If you head upside, you can click and choose the color of this rectangle. So I'm choosing here yellow. Move this rectangle below both the models images, then the models will be visible. Now select both the models, hit Ctrl or Command T and increase their size. So now that you can see that there's no background for these models, which has been removed using the pen tool. If you're not familiar with the pen tool, I highly suggest you to watch some tutorials on YouTube. There are some fabulous tutorials on pen tool, and pen tool is very necessary to be able to start learning graphic designing in Photoshop. So right now if I can see this particular model's head is looking a bit bigger than her, so I need to balance both of these. So I'll click on this model, hit Ctrl or Command T and then reduce her size so that both the faces size match perfectly. So now I'll select both the model images, hit V. V stands for this move tool, and then shift them towards left using the shift plus left arrow key. Now I'll try to balance both the images color a little bit, not much, even though this is an optional step, but I like doing this. So if you can see, this particular models is more towards the warmer side, this is more towards the cooler side. So I'll try to make this a little bit warmer. So I'll click on this one, come down here, click on this, and I will choose exposure and make sure I right click on this one and create it a clipping mask. So whatever effect we'll be doing with exposure will be applied only on the model's image and not on the model 2 or any of these layers which are below. Now let me try to play with exposure here. We'll try to change these sliders and see what effect it gives us. Okay, so far I think it looks good and we should just leave it at that. Now let's work on the typography part, which is this one. So you can hit T on the keyboard, click here and just type in deal. Now we'll change the font, the size and everything of this particular font. So the font that I'll be using is called Montserrat. I have the entire family of this font. So this is the font Montserrat. You can look it up on Google. I'm not sure if it's paid or a free font, but you can definitely Google it. So we have created our first word, and make sure whenever you're writing such kind of typographies, all the words should be in different layers, which I'll show you next. So making sure deal is selected, hit Ctrl or Command J. That will create another duplicate of this layer, and let me just show you. This is the duplicate. All right, first let me just make both of them a little bigger so that you can see it properly. Hit Ctrl or Command T and then increase their size. I think now it's more clearer to you. So in the second copy, double click on this one, so this particular word gets highlighted. Now you can just type in with your word, it's D. Again click on this one, hit Ctrl or Command J. It will create a copy. This is just my way of doing it, although you can just hit T and then press here and then you can just type whatever your word is. but I like to do it this way. I just create copies, different copies, and then edit the text as to whatever I want. So in this particular sequence, I'm just making different copies of the layer, typing in the text, increasing, decreasing their sizes. So basically I'm just aligning them. So do not worry, there's nothing very difficult or rocket science which I'm doing. I'm simply aligning them properly, which takes a bit of a time. That's why I have sped up the entire process. Otherwise the tutorial will be very long. So just sit back and relax. I'll be back when it's done. So now that we have created a bunch of different layers for 25% of asterisk, you can select all of them holding this shift, and now when you hit Ctrl or Command T, you can move all of them together. Now I need this particular Shop Now button. So to create the button, first I'll hit U for the rectangle tool, create one button. Now hit T, make a text saying Shop Now, enter. Choose the color of this text as maybe white. Move the text on the button so that you can see it. Now let me just make the sizes proper so that you can see it. But before that, I'd like to change the font variant of Shop Now. So head over to character and maybe I will choose semi bold. Hit enter. Yes. So let me just increase the size of it. Click on rectangle, hit Ctrl or Command T. Bring the size up to this much. So you can see the blank space here. You'll get to know why I have left that very shortly. So my idea is, after Shop Now, I want to place an arrow. Head over to this very useful and very helpful website called flaticon.com. Flaticon.com, and you can just type in here arrows, hit enter. It will give you all bunch of different types of arrows, and these are very beautiful. Mind you, you can also create this yourself in Adobe Illustrator, but it's just another half an hour to 40 minutes of time. So you might as well want to try this website. It saves a lot of time, and there are hundreds and thousands of different kinds of icons, so you can pick from them. The one that I like is this one. So I just want to download it. I'll just click here and then download it. I have already downloaded it, so I'll just click and just import this in Photoshop. So as you can see, this has been imported, but the size is very big. So hit Ctrl or Command T, and when you see this icon, the rotating icon, you can just hold shift and rotate it 45 degrees with each rotation. Make it little bit smaller, hit enter. Now I want the color of this arrow as white, so head over to the layers panel here, make sure this is selected, come down here, click on this one, color overlay. So this will give you this dialog box. Click on this, and now you can choose the color. The color that I want is white, so hit OK, hit OK. So now that its color is white, just move it around and place it wherever you want. I want one more copy of it, so I'll hit Ctrl or Command J, and I've just made a duplicate of this one. So this is how I want it. So now our banner is almost completed. We have got the model images, we have got the typography done, the sale part, and also the call to action. Let me just move this. So make sure all the button part is selected. And to make your work even more efficient, you can club all the parts of one particular area together by calling it and making it into a group. So for example, these are the parts of the button. These are the two arrows. This is the text Shop Now, and this is the rectangle of the button. So what I can do is I can hit Ctrl or Command G, and this will create it into a group. So that way, whenever I want to maneuver this button, I will not require to select all the 4 different layers and then move it. Instead, I can just click on this group and then I can move it. And also for the fact that in case there's any other designer who will be working on this project, so if you already have things grouped and lined up properly, it will be easy for the other designer to understand. And you can also double click on this one and give it a name. So I'll give it maybe button CTA, and you can also turn it on or off. Likewise, I will do it for deal of the day. Allow me some time to make some adjustments here. So now all the alignment is done, and one thing which I would like to experiment is, what if I turn both the models into monochrome, which is black and white. So I'll click on the model 1, click on this icon, make a hue saturation layer, make sure this is clipping mask, which is already, because we can see a down arrow on this one, so we need not make clipping mask again. Come up over here and decrease the saturation all the way to the left. So see what happens. So this particular model has now turned into black and white. We'll do the same with model 2. Click on this one, come down here, click on hue saturation, right click on this, make it a clipping mask, come up over here, decrease it all the way to the left. So now we have two options. Either you can keep these models in black and white, which looks fabulous with the combination of yellow and black, or you can turn them into color, which was earlier, and now even this looks very good. Now the last thing which I need to do is create one more text layer. So hit T, type in terms and conditions, apply, fix its position, make the size of it very small, because that's the way companies have been doing it till now. They are written in a very small size and pushed in some corner of the banner. So one of the main thing that I've missed is the logo of the brand, and since I'm making a tutorial for all of you, I'll just use a dummy logo, or you can just use the logo of your company. So instead of creating a logo from the scratch, I'll just head over to flat icon. This is just for the tutorial purpose, by the way. Maybe type logo. So these are the options that it has been giving into me. So maybe I'll choose this one. You can choose anyone according to your wish. So I'll just take it and import it into Photoshop. So this is the logo. Adjust its size and position. Usually logos are located towards the right topmost corner of the banner or left topmost corner of the banner. These are the positions that are usually used for logos, although there's no set rule. Now if I see, I think I need to move the models a little bit towards the left side. And yeah, by the way, we can also club our models together. So select all the layers of the models, hit Ctrl or Command G and give it a name, models. So let me just move them. And you know, whenever you are confused with the alignment or positioning, you can just zoom out and then you can have a look at it. So right now maybe you're not able to see it because it's very small on your screen. But when you do this practically, when you zoom out and see and check the positioning, you'll be able to judge properly. Oh, I think I have mistakenly grouped the logo as well. Sorry about that. Let me just remove logo from the models group. Okay, which I've done. And this is a logo. You can make a group for this one also, but since it's only one layer, so it does not make sense. Otherwise the process is similar. Just hit Ctrl or Command G, it will make a group. Right now I don't feel the need to, so I won't do it. So select the models layer, move it towards left, select title and sale, move it little bit towards left. This terms and conditions apply thing, this should be pushed towards the corner. This is the standard practice which I've seen by companies, so we'll follow this. These are always pushed towards the corner, in some corner. I think logo should come little bit towards left, little bit. Yeah. So I like the models in black and white more. So let me just make them black and white. So there you go, our banner is ready now. To add some more punch into it, you can change the color of 25 to a version of red. I think this looks good. This is the hex code, you can note it down in case if you want to. Hit OK and do the same for percentage off and asterisk. So now I think it looks good. Now I'll quickly show you how you can create different versions from this particular design that we have created. You can take the title and sale part, move it a bit towards left. You can get one model towards right side, take this model towards left, deal of the day. You can decrease the size of this little bit, bring it in the center, bring the button down here. You can bring in the models closer. So even this looks very good. Or you can also do is bring title and sale towards the left side. Get both the models here, and then you can get the call to action button. Yeah. So there you go. We have just created 3 different variations of the banner just from one design. You can also play with the background in case if you want white. White is personally my favorite color, so I am okay with white also. And you can just play around and see what all colors do they look good. You know, not all color looks good. Sometimes you might even would have to change the color of this particular red into some to match that particular color. For example, if you're going with this one, I think you should try to use white for the text. In that case, even the logo should be white. So there you go. Pink and black also make a very good combination. Let's make this white. So now you can see it looks a very good, banner for female apparels. And then after making all these versions, you can just give it to the client or your supervisor or your concerned person, and whichever banner they choose, you can use it for your project. So there you have it. That's how we create a fashion sale banner in Photoshop. So I really hope you liked that video. So don't forget to join me on my Telegram community, and I will see you in the next one.